Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new makeup transformation. As you can tell by my hat and outfit today, we're going to do a makeup of Disney's Peter Pan. And today we're going to do a two-parter twisted makeup. First, we're going to turn into Peter Pan from the original Disney movie, and then I'm going to have him in a battle scene after Captain Hook's hook actually stuck in Pan's mouth. Warning, there is going to be blood and skin pierced in this video. That is all fake, of course, but I am warning you now for younger audiences. So if you'd like to see just the first part, that's fine. But we are going to get a little gory. But let's get started with the makeup transformation, turning into Pan. I'm taking that hat off to put a wig cap on because Peter Pan has short, almost a ginger hair color, but it's more of a light brown in some pictures. It's hard to tell with the original Disney movies because the coloration in the animations, I feel like they changed colors of the character's hair and little different parts of their apparel. But I'm just prepping my face with some makeup primer so that we could put some foundation and a beauty makeup of Peter Pan. This is optional, but I'm going to use some orange tone concealer to correct my blue circles in my under eyes. And then a green tone concealer that looks like guacamole to correct all of the little acne bumps that I do have today. And now it's time to lay on that foundation. I am using the Benefit Play Stick today because it gives a natural finish that doesn't look too cakey like fake girly makeup on this boy that we're going to turn into. But any foundation will do that looks semi-natural, like real skin. And I'm blending all of that makeup out with a damp beauty sponge by Eco Tools because honestly I'm using them because they're green. This large one tears up pretty fast. I love it, but it does take a beating and suffers some damage compared to the smaller light green one that you see me using throughout this video. That's the other thing I don't like about the Eco Tools sponges, but I do like them. Now I'm going to get some cream contour and highlighters. First, contouring the sides of my face and my chin and around my nose and my forehead. If you're not using creams but you're using powders, you want to powder your face before using the powder. Making sure all that is blended out, of course. Before getting some highlight cream and highlighting on our brow bone. We are also putting this highlight that acts like a concealer on our under eyes. We want this area not only brightened but covered. And on my nose and forehead. Then we're going to just blend all of that out, make sure it's blended so that it doesn't look like we just slapped on some vanilla melted ice cream on our face. You don't want that. Now I'm powdering my under eyes with some translucent powder and my beauty sponge, and then I'm going to powder my entire face as well with a powder brush before getting some powder contour. Like I said before, if you're going to use powder contour, you want to powder before. I know this is very extra, but I am definitely using, as you saw, the cream contour and then the powder contour on top because Peter Pan has a very slim face compared to my tomato face. So I'm contouring similar areas, including the tip of my nose like I did before. And now I'm getting How About Them Apples by The Balm. Any cream blush will do, or just powder blush, honestly. But I love the natural color that cream blush gives, and this is one of my all-time favorite palettes. Now, I'm getting a very natural tone highlighter. This highlighter is so expensive. You can honestly use like $1 or $2 highlighters from e.l.f. instead. Once you're all highlighted and glowing, like Tinkerbell just sprinkled some of her fairy dust on your face, we're gonna get some brow cream color. Honestly, any cream paint that is a brown color will work. With a medium tone brown, and doing very feathery strokes of brow hairs. If you look at Peter Pan's face, you may want to use a reference picture for these brows because he has very feathery eyebrows in almost every single TV show, movie that they have ever done of Peter Pan. Now, dipping back into my cream blush paint, I am going to paint my lips. Most males do not wear lipstick if they're all natural, featured in Disney movies, so I'm using more natural cream blush tones of pinks, a little bit of red here and there. And then I'm going to layer even some concealer on top with more apricot pink-ish lip creams. Now getting a liquid black eyeliner, I'm doing a very natural thin eyeliner look. The reason why I'm using this liquid liner instead of a pencil is because most of my pencils tend to smear. And I'm just powdering down them eyebrows to set them so that they won't transfer onto my hands or wig later. Before getting more highlighter, being extra version of Peter Pan today. But this is my favorite highlighter for my under eyes. Also getting more of that contour powder to powder on my nose bridge between my eyebrows and the tip of my nose. This is going to change the shape of my nose a little bit, not physically, but just with shadow. And after that, it is finally time to put on our wig. I absolutely love this wig because it looks so real, like real male hair of like wispy, caramely honey light brown color. Once that wig is situated on our head, we're going to put our hat back on and some pointed ears. This is totally optional, but I found these very cheap ears during a Halloween sale and I thought I would use them today. I'm just trying them on for size and gluing them down with some prosaide. They have very harsh edges because they are very cheap. So you could definitely get some foundation like I'm doing here to hopefully blend it into my skin tone because they're kind of a green tone. Or you can use some liquid latex to stipple the edges into your ear. I also got some black cream paint to do some shadow in the inner ear because I felt like it looked too flat and I wanted to give it depth and dimension. But after that, we are finally done with our Peter Pan makeup look. Peter Pan was honestly one of my all-time favorites classic Disney movies because it had mermaids, it had fairies and pirates, and just covered all grounds for me as a kid. My imagination went wild. And they kind of made Wonderland a mystery. So I hope I did Peter Pan justice, and stay tuned for the second part of this makeup. Warning, it does get gory. Like I said before, we're gonna have Captain Hook's hook actually stuck in Peter Pan's mouth. This is gonna be a little tricky. I'm just testing out where the hook would protrude from my mouth on my cheek if it actually went through it. Sounds creepy, I know, and this is totally a plastic hook I got from the Halloween store. But I'm gonna get a makeup remover wipe to remove the makeup from the part I'm gonna put a prosthetic on. And the prosthetic I am using today is just a simple foam latex horn. Any horn appliance would be perfect for this. I'm getting some prosaide on the part of my cheek that I'm gonna put the horn on that I removed the makeup from, and on the actual horn appliance itself. Before sticking that on to the area I put the prosaide, stretching my skin a little bit to make sure that it moves whenever I do the action of the hook in my mouth. Then getting some liquid latex with the tiny red stipple sponge, I'm stippling edges of this foam horn latex appliance so that the edges don't protrude and that it doesn't look like I just stuck something on my face and that it's actually coming out from beneath my skin. That's why I chose the horn as well, because it has that effect of the raised edge around the actual horn, but you don't want the actual edges of the appliance to be shown. I'm drying this with a hair dryer. Before getting some dark gray, almost black, rubber mask grease paint with a disposable makeup sponge. We are painting the horn this color as the base, and you want to get a paintbrush to paint in the grooves on the areas that the sponge does not reach. And if you're using rubber mask grease paint, use a brush that you will throw away later. Before getting more rubber mask grease paint with a different brush that is more my skin tone, maybe a little bit lighter, and drying that all down with a hair dryer. Make sure it's completely dry because we are going to put some translucent powder to set all that makeup. Because now it is time to put a second layer of makeup on. This is some cream paint in steel gray. We are trying to color match this horn that's attached to our cheek to Captain Hook's hook. That's obviously plastic. Once that gray color is applied, we are going to get our foundation again and paint that around the horn appliance just to make it blend into the skin nicely, and powder all that down again. Before getting some silver cream paint, you want a cream paint that actually looks like metal so that it doesn't look like a horn protruding from your face but an actual end of the hook. And here is where the makeup gets gory. I'm getting some fake thick blood with a Q-tip and applying that around the base of the horn where it's protruding from my skin. Then getting some more thinned out blood with a Q-tip and painting it on areas around the appliance of the sharp end of the hook and around my mouth as well. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I looked at reference pictures of people having fishing accidents of actual hooks getting caught in their mouth, and that's what I used as reference for this video. I probably am a little odd, to be honest. I put more blood at the tip of that horn that's gonna act like the end of the hook. This is totally optional as well, but I even dried my teeth to prep it to paint them with some tooth lacquer and a blood tone paint. You want to make sure you use paint or blood that is definitely safe to put in your mouth. And now it's time to bring back that plastic hook and put some fake blood on the part of the hook that's entering my mouth. This, I know, is very graphic and gory. But after that, we are totally done with this makeup transformation of Peter Pan getting hooked from Captain Hook's actual hand hook. But I hope you guys liked this video. I know it got super graphic and creepy and gory. But a lot of you guys have been requesting more Twisted Disney makeups, so I hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment on what other makeups you would love to see from me. If you guys do this makeup and attempted or any makeups from my YouTube channel, easy or hard, you could post on Instagram and tag me #katsketch. I would love to see it. But now it is time to take that hook out of Peter Pan's mouth and transform back into myself. You guys inspire me so much. Thank you for watching, hanging out with me today. All the products I use in this video will be listed down below in the description box. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have everything. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.